video, I'm going to show you how to create a value gradient on toned paper using charcoal. So we're going to be using the same paper that we used in our last video. You can see here I have the value scale up above. The values in my gradient are going to reflect the values in my scale, but instead of there being defined lines between each value, they are going to smoothly transition from one value to the next. So I can still start my gradient and end my gradient the way I have it up above, but inside the gradient, I need to have a smooth transition. So I'm going to start at one end of my gradient scale. And I decided I'm going to start with my light end of the gradient. So I'm going to grab my white oil pastel, not oil pastel, geez, they're still on my mind. I'm going to grab my white charcoal pencil and I'm going to start shading in into my small circular strokes, like so. And these small circular strokes are going to be just one layer on my paper. I can use a little more pressure on my pencil up here at the end because I know that this is going to be pure white, so I'm not as concerned about doing light pressure. But as I continue down, I need to get lighter and lighter. And I'm going to do the white all the way to here, all the way to the 6. But over here, it's going to be barely visible. Okay, just the lightest bit. So I'm going to speed this video up for you. You're going to watch me do my first layer of white, and then I'm going to keep doing more layers on top, going closer to the edge with each one. So you're going to watch me do that now. Okay, so you can see my 1 and 2 and 3 are pretty much done. Last step, I'm just going to take my paper towel, find a clean area on it, and I'm going to blend with small circular strokes just to smooth it out a little bit. But I don't need to smooth when I reach the 4 because I have more work to do on my 4 value. Alright, so speaking of, I'm now going to transition to my medium charcoal. Remember, this is the hardest one. And I'm going to work with my medium charcoal in the 4 and 5 area. So I'm just going to do small circular strokes. And I'm being really, really careful. One thing to remember about our medium charcoal is it's a very hard charcoal, so it is harder to blend. The smaller, more circular strokes you do, the easier it will be to blend. So you really have to take extra care when you're using this one. And again, I'm using my medium charcoal in the 4 and 5 area, and I'm going to let it slowly taper off into the 6 and into the 3. So I'm going to speed this up for you now. All right, I've got my medium pencil laid in. Now I'm going to grab my paper towel and blend and see if I need to adjust anything. All right, that's looking like a nice gradient there. I might try and get this transition here a little bit smoother. All right, good. Now my next step, I need to grab my soft pencil, and I'm going to do the soft on the 6 and the 7. Okay, so remember, soft is our medium hardness. You know, it's kind of misleading. We just use medium, now we're using soft. So I'm going to start in this area. And I'm just doing very soft circular motions as I have been this whole time. And I'm going to let this continue into the 5 a little bit. We want where the medium was and where the soft is to kind of blend together. You can see here at this line, I'm doing the lightest of touches, and I'm going to blend it later. And then I will keep extending this into the 7, so I'll speed this up for you. Alright, so I've used my soft in my 6 and 7. Now I'm going to grab my paper towel and do my circular strokes to blend. Okay, and I'm noticing as I'm blending, I think I want the 7 to be slightly darker. So I'm going to go back in with my soft and just do a little bit more of the charcoal. Just a smidge. And I'm going to blend it out again. That's better. Now, I'm going to grab my extra soft, and I'm going to do the 8 and 9 using my extra soft. And I'm going to start with just one layer, and then I will make my 9 darker with a few more layers of the charcoal. I'm letting my 8 and my 7 overlap, so this transition area can get a little bit darker. And I'm doing my small circular strokes. One really nice thing about the extra soft is it blends so easily. So even if your marks aren't quite as small, they'll still blend nicely. However, that's not me saying that you can slack off with your good craftsmanship. You must do your small circular motions to blend better. Alright, so I'm going to speed this up for you. Alright, and my last step, grab my paper towel, hopefully for the last time. Find a clean area and blend. Alright, that's very nice gradient right there, if I do say so myself. You can tap off any extra charcoal that is on your paper. This very last thing is optional but makes for a better presentation. Just grabbing a regular eraser and I'm cleaning up my edges just to make it look nice. There we go, and we have a completed gradient.